1170 AM सुन के जिए जा.
Hello everyone, you are tuned into the Silicon Dreams playing on Radio Zindagi 1170 AM. मैं हूँ आरजे शारा और आज हम बात करेंगे कोरोना वायरस एड रिलीफ एंड इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी एक्ट की, यानी कि द CARES Act. The total package approved for the CARES Act is about $2.2 trillion. $2.2 trillion, guys, ये एक छोटी amount नहीं है. For comparison, even in the top 10 GDPs across the globe, जी हाँ, मैं पूरी दुनिया के GDPs को compare कर रही हूँ यहाँ पर. There are only 7 countries that made more than $2.2 trillion in their gross domestic produce in the year 2019. For comparison, India ka GDP was close to $2.8 trillion in 2019. US was of course at number 1 with $21.4 trillion in GDP for 2019. यानी कि जो $2.2 trillion का fund approve हुआ है, that is close to 10% of US GDP in 2019. ये जो $2.2 trillion का पैकेज है, that has been divided across 7 core groups. सबसे बड़ा stimulus गया है individuals को. Even though I'm saying individuals, it refers to individuals making lesser than $99,000 a year or families making lesser than $198,000 a year. तो about $560 billion का पैकेज individuals की तरफ grant किया गया है and about $500 billion is going to go to the big corporations. इसके बाद दो सबसे बड़े divisions जो हुए हैं, of that one is for the state and local governments and it is close to $340 billion, and the next one is for small businesses which is close to $370 billion. ये जो $370 billion है, these are going to be administered mostly by SBA, which stands for Small Business Administration. जो भी sole proprietors, small business owners ये show सुन रहे हैं, वो already SBA से वाकिफ होंगे. However, for those who are not well acquainted with either SBA or the CARES Act and its specific provisions for small businesses, don't worry, हमारे आज के इस शो पर हम इसी particular segment को target करने वाले हैं and we are going to focus on all of those provisions that are supposed to help small businesses keep their lights on during these difficult times of coronavirus. Small businesses के लिए total amount जो allocate हुआ है, that is $377 billion. इन $377 billion में से सबसे बड़ा portion जाने वाला है towards Paycheck Protection Program. So what is the Paycheck Protection Program? In simple terms, small businesses can go and take loans up to $10 million, and as long as 75% or more from that loan amount is used to pay employee salaries, there is a good chance that the entire loan can be forgiven. एक और अच्छी बात ये है इस लोन की कि पेपर वर्क काफी लाइट है. सिर्फ एक 2 पेज का एप्लीकेशन है जो बिजनेसेस को भरना है, and besides that, most of these loans will be processed through the bank accounts that the businesses are already transacting with. प्रोग्राम की एप्लीकेशन डेडलाइन जून 30th 2020 है, लेकिन इसका एप्लीकेशन स्टार्ट होना था April 3rd 2020, यानी कि पिछले फ्राइडे को. बिकॉज ऑफ कोरोना वायरस, बैंक्स आर ऑल्सो शॉर्ट स्टाफ, उनके वर्किंग आवर्स भी कम है. द बैंक्स फाउंड इट वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू बिगिन एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेसिंग ऑन April 3rd. अब क्योंकि एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेसिंग ही जिस समय पर शुरू होना था उस समय पर नहीं हुआ है, आई फील दैट द June 30th deadline might not be a hard deadline. There is a good chance that it might get extended by a little bit. However, despite that, Small Business Administration is asking businesses to ensure that their applications are ready to go so that when the banks start processing the applications, they are able to put their application in. और अब हम बात करेंगे about its eligibility requirements. Now, this program is open to both for-profit and non-profit businesses. However, in order to apply for the program, the business should have been operational as of February 15, 2020. अब क्योंकि बात हो रही है small businesses की, there are requirements on the size of the business, which is determined by the number of employees. So as long as businesses have lesser than 500 employees, they become eligible for this program. However, there are also some areas in which even if the businesses have more than 500 employees, तो भी वो इस program के लिए eligible है. So of course your best bet is to go to the SBA website. That's sba.gov, SBA, smallbusinessadministration.gov, and start looking for for all the options available for coronavirus relief. तो ये जो Paycheck Protection Program है, ये basically एक loan है जिसका maturity period है 2 साल 2 years and the rate of interest is a low 1%. Small businesses को जो loan मिलेगा उसका maximum amount will be limited to 2.5 times the average monthly payroll costs that they incurred for 2019. And if the business started in January, then January, February इस month का जो monthly उनका payroll cost था उसका average देखा जाएगा and accordingly the business will be eligible to apply up to 2.5 times of the average monthly payroll costs. Now, if the name of the program is any indication, then the biggest requirement for this program is that employers are expected to maintain or rehire their employees. और जैसे हमने पहले discuss किया था, if the employer uses at least 75% of this loan amount to cover payroll costs, and there is still a leeway for the remaining 25% जहाँ पर rent, mortgage interest, utilities etc. cover किए जा सकते हैं. लेकिन as long as at least 75% of the loan money is being used to cover payroll for the employees, the employers can get a complete loan forgiveness. इस लोन पर ना ही तो कोई गवर्नमेंट की फीस है, ना ही तो कोई borrower fees है, and also the forgiven portion is not subject to any kind of taxation from the government. हम बात कर रहे थे Paycheck Protection Program की, which is a provision under the CARES Act meant specifically for small businesses, and it has been funded with a whopping $349 billion. तो इस program के कुछ और restrictions हैं. One of them being the fact that when you ask for loan forgiveness, any compensation for a single employee that is over $100,000 will not be considered. Also, payroll taxes जैसे कि FICA, Medicare etc. है, वो compensation नहीं consider किया जाएगा. Neither will any compensation that has been paid to employees outside US will be considered. Along with that, any qualified sick leaves or family leaves जिसके लिए already Families First Coronavirus Response Act के अंदर credit मिल चुका है लोगों को, those kind of holidays will also not be covered. मैं फिर से reiterate करना चाहती हूँ कि इस program का जो application है बहुत ही simple है. It is a 2-page document which essentially just establishes the legitimacy of your business. However, if you have already applied for an SBA 7A loan, then you are not eligible for this program. Now, even after taking the loan, if you are unable to maintain your employees for a period of at least 8 weeks, then जो forgiveness amount है, loan forgiveness amount है, वो भी proportionately कम की जाएगी. अब दोस्तों, जैसे कि मैंने आपको कहा, you are ineligible for this if you already have an SBA 7A loan. So that is an indication कि ये SBA 7A loans की तरह administer किया जाएगा. However, remember that in 2018, उस पूरे साल में only $21 billion was funded through 7A loans. Now we are talking about funding businesses for $349 billion through June 30th, 2020. So the time window is very short and the small businesses have barely 2.5 months to act on it. और इसी वजह से SBA businesses को urge कर रहा है कि अगर वो apply करना चाहते हैं इस benefit के लिए, then they need to start working on the application right now क्योंकि banks are going to be overwhelmed by the number of applications. तो चलिए अब हम बात करते बचे हुए तकरीबन $30 billion की. Where is that fund going towards? There are 3 more programs being administered by the SBA as part of the coronavirus relief options. The first of which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Emergency Advance, or in short the EIDL loan. ये एक straightforward $10,000 का economic grant kind of program है. Even though they call it the loan, the amount doesn't have to be paid back. The businesses should have been operational on February 15, 2020 to apply for this program, and they have to prove that they have been in some way or form injured by coronavirus. तो PPP और EIDL के अलावा SBA और 2 programs administer कर रहा है. One of which is the SBA Express Bridge Loans. This is only available to enterprises that already have an existing relationship with SBA, and it gives them access to about $25,000 का fund very quickly. Similarly, SBA also has a few programs to help provide financial reprieve to small businesses during COVID-19, and this is referred to as the SBA debt relief. So all the small business owners out there, the sole proprietors, and even those who are self-employed who are listening to this show, I again urge you to go to sba.gov and look at these programs. If you have been impacted in any form or way by coronavirus, coronavirus, these programs could provide you some relief in the short term. And for all the hustlers out there, I just want to say one thing. Tough times never last. Tough people do. So stay tough, stay strong, and together we will sail through this. For now, this is RJ Shara signing off from the Silicon Dreams on Radio Zindagi 1170 AM. Jiye ja dosto, and I'll see you next week.